man. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Allah Akim that is doing the work in sincerity and charity with humiliation all across the four winds. To you I salute. All right. Today we got a good lesson lineup. Lord willing, it be edifying and it serve its purpose. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump straight into it. Okay, so yeah, man, I got this article, about the kings of the East. They said to do military drills in Latin America. Iran, China, Russia. They said to do military drills over there in Venezuela. All right, and the reason why I decided to go into this, because Venezuela is right there, in our backyard.
Almost.
Right. So the over there in the Atlantic, it's said to be, hot, because we're gonna start seeing a lot of military ships, pass, out here in the Atlantic, heading down to Venezuela. All right, but the main reason why we're gonna go into this, or why I gone into this, is because me and the brother we had a conversation earlier in the week, about how this country was supposed to start getting fuel from Venezuela, to say to ease the burden of, inflation, but Lord willing, we're gonna get into that and you're gonna see that, I don't think that that's gonna happen. But if it happened, well, it's good, you know. But I don't think it's gonna happen because America, you know, um, right now they have sanctions on Venezuela.
Yeah, taxes so
Right,
much to America.
right,
Yes, born with America.
right,
Venezuela wouldn't accommodate us.
right. That's it. And on top of that, I don't think America is gonna allow that because Iran, China, and Russia, they are basically America enemies. You see, so if it happened, it's all good. But if it don't, then hey, all right. So yeah, man, we're gonna get into that article, Lord willing, like I say, it'd be edifying. All right. So you could go ahead and read the headline, brother.
The article here it says Iran, China, Russia set to hold joint military drills in Latin America. Report.
Right. So that shows you that the main enemies of America, they're gonna do military drills, over here in the Western Hemisphere, which is in America backyard. Meanwhile America, doing the same thing to Russia. They're in Russia backyard. So Russia basically returning the favor. All right.
Done.
Yeah, man. So you have these countries, they don't like what the US is doing, which they have personal, issues with them. Countries like Nicaragua, Bolivia, and, Venezuela been having a problem with the US. That's why, when you look at those countries and you look at the state of their economy, their economy and those countries, they're in the poor state, and that's because, America have hand in that, bringing them down because, Esau he want to go into these people lands and take their resources, so that's why those countries in those state, in a poor state, all right, like I say, that's why America have hand in, those countries, economies and what's not being down.
Done.
All right, let's read on, brother.
It says Iran, China, and Russia are set to take part in joint military maneuvers hosted by Venezuela next month as the Latin America country pushes for closer ties with Eastern allies amid tensions with the West.
Right, that's the first paragraph.
No,
Right?
that's
All right.
read the first paragraph right now. It says, according to the Center for a Secure Free Society, the military drills will be part of the 2022 edition of the International Army Games organized by Russia and hosted by several countries on an annual basis since 2015.
Right. All right. Right. So read that little piece before the first paragraph again, but
Right. It says Iran, China, and Russia are set to take part in joint military maneuvers hosted by Venezuela next month as the Latin America country pushes for closer ties with Eastern allies amid tensions with the West.
right. And the reason why they push in for that is because, as you know, America make it hard for them to do manage basic food and medicines, and they block trade, you know. So, like, yeah, you can rest up. Yeah,
Shalom.
okay. Yeah, man. Like I was saying, you know, America make it hard for these countries, to trade and to do and to manage basic necessities like food, medicines, and then also the like block trade, and the thing is, you don't even hear nothing about that. All you hear about is the Venezuelan president, he's starving his people, he's a bad president. What meanwhile behind all of that, America is the one with really causing that, you know?
Hmm.
Right. But read on down the article, brother.
Gun. It says, read the same first paragraph again.
Right.
It says, according to the Center for a Secure Free Society, the military drills will be part of the 2022 edition of the International Army Games organized by Russia and hosted by several countries on an annual basis since 2015.
Read on.
It says in mid-August, Venezuela will host the Sniper Frontier competition with the participation of Russia, Iran, and China's military, as well as at least 10 other nations, said the report.
So it's going down over there, man.
God.
It's going down. So all it is basically America enemies. All right. And according to Ezekiel 38, the scripture tells us what? That Russia is going to be a god unto them. All right. So also they're gonna, as a matter of fact, let's read on some more in the article, and then we'll get the scriptures and it'll make it plain.
It says it went on to suggest that the drills show how the region is ready to distance itself from the unipolar world. The report noted that the competition is a strategic move that seeks to. It says the report noted that the competition is a strategic move that seeks to proposition forward deployed military assets in Latin America and the Caribbean. It says the VRIC. All right, that's an acronym for Venezuela, Russia, Iran, and China. Nations are getting ready to make a loud statement that the region is ready to embrace the multipolar force. It says the U.S. has in recent years imposed unilateral sanctions on Iran, Venezuela, Russia, and China under various flimsy pretexts, which has prompted them to build a new front aimed at confronting the U.S. and its allies.
Read.
It says the four allies have embarked on the path of boosting relations in different fields in defiance of the illegal sanctions, implying that the unipolar world had ended and the international community should be ready to welcome a new world order.
Right. All right. So, these are the nations, China, Russia, Iran, they also want a new world order too. But, they don't want it under the terms of America.
Right. So that's problems.
See what I said?
Right.
Under NATO.
Right. And that's going to fail as well.
Right.
Now, let me say this, right? Just because, we like to see, Russian troops and the Chinese troops being deployed over there in Venezuela, and we like to see that. We like to see all of that happen, and we like to see our greatest enemy America getting taken down by these other countries. But let me make it pretty clear, right? We don't support these other countries, China, Russia, and all of them. We don't support them because the scripture said, set thy face against God and Magog and prophesy against it.
Mm.
You understand? Now, the Most High is using our country, but I can say something, right, to go a little deeper, right? Russia is actually the Most High animal, which you're going to see, and we're going to break that down. All right? We're going to make it pretty clear. But like I say, the scripture say what? Set thy face against Gog and Magog. All right? So we're supposed to be against everyone because, these all of these nations,
Mm.
they in for our cause. See what I said? We just like to see our biggest enemy get taken down. That's it. All right. You know, and when you look at it, you'll see that, that was a wise move by the Venezuela president because he have crude oil. You see, and he could use that as a bargaining chip to get what he want from Russia, which is what military aid, you know, and Iran, as you know, Iran, they on the sanctions right now. So he automatically sees them as people who he could do trades with. See what I said? So man, it is so much happening right now for world. Basically, the stage is being set, for World War III to happen. Because you have all these military movements and motions. The stage being set for World War III to happen.
I have a preset.
All right, which
Okay.
we're gonna get to that right now. Ezekiel 38.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, we can get to that right now because, like I say, it ain't time for World War III to happen. It ain't time to get physical yet. All it is just that the chips is being set in place. But eventually, World War III is going to take place. All right. So now we're gonna get Ezekiel 38.
Ezekiel 38
Let's take it from the top.
from chapter 1, reading down to
Let's read from 1 to 2 first.
okay. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Right. All right, which Gog and Magog that used to be, which is the Japhites used to be in that land, but now that land mass is occupied by Edomites. All right. And when you read Genesis chapter 36, and you read about the different tribes of Esau, all right, and I believe one of the forefathers, of the Russians was responsible for, almost wiping out Amalek. All right. So now you're starting to see now why, these so-called white people hate the so-called Russians for that same reason, because the forefathers of that particular tribe, with the Russians, instead from, almost wipe out Amalek. All right. So now, like I say, you would understand why the rest of the Edomites, can't stand the Russians because of that. And then if you go into the history of the King Bulan, um, you could read about it and it basically break it down. All right. Um,
Verse 3.
yeah, let's read 3 and 4.
And verse 3. And say thus, say the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief priest, prince of Meshech, and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them will all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Right. All right. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Right. That statement right there. that lets you know that what
Hmm.
the so-called Russians is the Most High's animal.
Mm.
All right, because the Most High, he is controlling, right? He is controlling the Russians. All right, he's the one with putting in Putin's spirit as to what to do.
Hmm.
All right, how we know that? All right, what want you do, brother? Let's look up hook. Right? Let's look up hook. All right, Shalom Yabba Shem Yoshai Barakatam. All right, God.
Hooks. It says hook, ring, feather, brooch, hook, ring in nose of captive, hook, ring as jewelry, nose ring, bracelet.
Right now, what is right? All right, what does strong say?
It says a ring for the nose or lips, bracelet, chain, hook.
Right. So that's like a hoop they put into the animal's nose, right? All right. Now check this out, right? The reason why he used that because when you put a hook in the animal's nose, you basically could control that animal. All right. So that's why I say what the Russians is the most high animal, right? Now what is right? Google the term uh uh the reason the reason for putting a hook in an animal nose. All right, let's Google that term just to see, you know. Shalom, brother Yahweh Shimon Shai Barakatam.
It says basically in the Wikipedia it says a nose ring, right? It says a nose ring inserted into the hook nose of an animal. Nose ring are used to control bulls and occasionally cows and help to wean young cattle by preventing suckling.
Right, so that's the purpose of him putting the hooks into his nose, right? So he said, read the first line in verse 4 again, brother.
Verse 4, and
Yeah.
I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Right, so the Most High said he will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So basically, control his every move. So that's how you make an animal to submit. So we see here, all right, that putting a hook into his nose, the Most High is controlling his animal. All right, Putin. All right, the king of the Medes.
He does the best.
That's it. Okay, so every move you see Putin is making, the Most High is the one with putting that into his spirit. That's it. All right, because all this is going to lead up to what? World War III. Then it says what?
Verse 5. You go
No,
to
no,
verse
no.
5.
Verse 4 it says, I will bring forth all thine armies and horses. Right, and we just read that we have Iran, China, okay, and then it says 10 other nations.
Okay, and then in verse 5, you have Persia, Ethiopia.
So, like you're right, we gotta get you job to God level.
Mm.
Right? Okay, so all those other nations, read that again. Read the last part of verse 4 again.
And verse 4, last part of verse 4, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling the sword.
Right. So you see that? So you have 10 nations along with Russia, China, and Iran that's gonna hold military drills over there in Venezuela. All right. Now, all right, let's read on verse 5.
Verse 5. Okay, Persia, verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them with shields and helmets.
Right, Persia is Iran.
Mm.
You see that? All right, it says Persia, Ethiopia, which is the northern part of Africa. And you know anything about Africa, Africa have about what 52 countries. So this ain't just talking about one country. All right, Persia
and Libya.
and Libya. All
Okay.
right, Ethiopia and Libya, southern part of Africa. See what I'm saying? So all of these are going to be countries joined with Russia. All right, and my point exactly. It's already happening. All right. Uh, read verse 5 again and read straight on down.
Verse 5, okay. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of all of them with shields, and helmets. Verse 6, Goma and all his bands, the house of Togama of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Verse 7, be thou prepared and for prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a God unto them.
Right. And be thou a God unto them. And that's what Russia is doing. You see that? So Russia is basically orchestrating all of this military movement, down there in uh, uh, Venezuela. And also, right, you have Russia also holding military drills in Nicaragua as we speak. You see? Again, Nicaragua is what? Right there in Central America, right there on the doorstep of America. You see? So all of this going on, I don't think Venezuela is gonna,
that
you know,
embargo's gotta be
no, I don't think that is gonna be lifted because you see what's happening right here.
things heating up right now.
Things heating up. Right. So that's due to that. You see? And Putin is the one who really is orchestrating all of this.
That's it.
Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because we just read the Most High, so he's going to put hook in his jaws, so the Most High is controlling him. And then, too, on top of that, what you have to understand, um, the Bahamas also sanction Russia and holding what? Something like $92 billion in Russian currency. You understand? And if Russia is behind all of this, you think um, he's going to let that happen? No, man. I don't think so. All right. Okay, so from there, let's jump to Matthew 24. Start at verse 3.
Book of Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world.
All right, read on, brother.
And Yahweh answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Ajiach, and shall deceive many.
Right. And that's where a lot of people get deceived, right there. When it's John 3 and 16, for God so loved the world, they read that right there, and that's it. You see what I said? They think that's all the world, But read on, brother.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be no trouble, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right. Says, and ye shall hear of wars, all right, and rumors of wars. You hear about China and Taiwan. That's a rumor of war. Then you have Russia and Ukraine. That's a war itself. All right. So the end is not yet. Which this is letting you know that this is just the beginning.
Right.
All right. So things ain't start happening yet. Okay. Read on.
Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right. Read.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Right. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So it is necessary, that these things happen, man. All right. So, as far as us, getting that gas from Venezuela,
Mm.
I think that's happening. Because if it happened, that'll be good, But through prophecy, I ain't see it happening.
I was have to relinquish ties with
Gone,
America.
gone. All right. Then the brother posts Jeremiah 50:3. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart. All right, done. All right. But yeah, man, but as we move,
John.
all right, I want to touch a little bit on what's happening over there in Sri Lanka or Sri Lanka, however you pronounce it. You're just gonna read a small portion of, this article because, the article headline states that protesters stormed the president residence. All right. So if you go ahead and read that headline, brother.
It says people are eating on alternative days.
No, not that one.
Well, another one. Okay.
Another one.
Okay. I see I see it. Okay. 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 First one. Yeah. Two of these you sent me was the
See?
same. Two of these you sent me was the same. See? This one was the same. See it? Sent me. Hold on, try to look for it. Them same two set right there is the same. Saying
You see the bottom one?
the bottom one is the one we just did. We look for it.
Yeah.
We look for it.
I think that's one on with the IMF.
That's the first one.
Yeah. Click on that one.
Okay. Okay. Says worldwide recession cannot be ruled out. Institution once.
Yes.
Can we find an article with Sri Lanka? Or
All right, let's hit that one with yeah, yeah. Protesters stormed the president residence. I think it's in.
yeah, we know most of them will be the same.
Yeah. Then we come back and touch up on it.
Okay, okay. It says protesters storms Sri Lankan PM's office after president flees. It says protesters in Sri Lanka defy tear gas and a state of emergency to storm the prime minister's office after the country's embattled president fled abroad.
Right. Okay. I mean, that was in the article with Ayar on that, but we'll run with that anyhow. All right. But the article, the headline goes into how the protesters storm president residence, the president residence. Now, this is a commotion. What's taking place over there in Sri Lanka. All right. Which those people in our country, they suffering the worst economic crisis in the country since, the 1940s, according to that article. All right. And the people over there, it's causing all kind of hell. All kind of hell is breaking loose over there. All right. They're rioting. Which the brother just read. They're attacking one another. They're stealing from one another. It's bad out there, man. And it's getting to the point, where they took it upon themselves, to go to the president residence, you know, so they basically went to his house. 100,000 plus people. You could imagine 100,000 plus people covered the house with a lay odds on you.
Mm.
That's crazy, way. But they made him resign anyhow, and they're blaming him for all of their problems, which they should because, he's the one calling all the shots, you know. But hey, this is happening, man. And, this is the energy, that's coming, to all the world. Because if you know anything about the elites and how the elites work, they always use a testing ground first before they, bring it to America and then eventually the world, you know. So as we know, the world is going to crumble. These big countries, America, China, Russia, they're going to crumble as well, and it's all the plan of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and also we did a lesson a little while back, going into the director of the IMF, and she says she said that 2022 will be rough, but 2023 is going to be far worse.
Mm.
See what I said? And she'll already tell you those things. She tell you those things, that things was going to get bad. All right. And it's already starting over there in Sri Lanka. All right. So basically, when we read this article, you're going to see Second Ezra chapter 15 all over this article. All right. Yeah, you go ahead and read it, brother.
Read the one with the resident.
Yeah.
Okay. It says Sri Lanka protesters storm president Gotabaya Rajapaksa's residence. It says thousands of protesters.
Right. Read the first paragraph.
It says demonstrators from all over the country marched to Colombo demanding his resignation after months of protests over mismanagement of the country economic crisis. Reports say he's already been moved to a safer location. The country is suffering rampant inflation and is struggling to import food, fuel, and medicine.
Right. So it's hard to live out there. See what I'm saying? It's real hard. All right. Food prices through the roof. It's hard to live. And guess what? That's coming here too.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? It's going to get worse out here. All right. But read on, brother.
Just the things what they complain about. The daily heartbreak of life in the country gone bankrupt. Living in my car for 2 days to buy fuel. Sri Lanka, I can't afford milk for my babies. What's behind Sri Lanka's petrol shortage? It says thousands of anti-immigrant protesters traveled to the capital with officials telling AFP news agency that some had even commandeered trains to get there. They swarmed into Colombo's government district, shouting slogans such as "Gotta go home" and breaking through several police barricades to reach President Rajapaksa's house. Police fired shots in the air and used tear gas to try to prevent angry crowds from overrunning the residence.
Right. So basically, what we see in there is martial law troops. They basically had to come into the streets, and keep the people from actually, because if they shooting tear gas is going on, you understand, they had to add some kind of form of order, at least to bring some type of form of order. But as you read on the article, you can see that ain't happen. All right, so there's serious business over there, man. The people mean business, and guess what? Again, that's coming here, you know. All right, read on, brother.
It says, but we're unable to stop some of the crowd from entering.
See what I said? All right, yeah.
The president was escorted to safety. A senior defense source told AFP he is still the president. He's being protected by a military unit.
All right, you see what I said? So right now, martial law over there as well. All right, so that's what coming here, man. That's giving you a glimpse of what's coming to this side of the world. All right, that's because you still could find food. The economy still kind of all right, so-called bouncing back. This shit is gonna crash. This is gonna crumble because Esau have to set his MOTB in place.
Before the storm.
That's it. All right. There's more on that, brother.
A lot more. See, Facebook live stream footage from inside the building showed hundreds of protesters packing into rooms and corridors, while hundreds also miled around the grounds outside. Say BBC footage shows scores of people taking a dip in the palace pool.
That's it. You understand the man flip. They're living deliciously and they suffering. You can't blame the people. All right, that's what them not regarding their kings nor princess, boy.
Prophecy.
You see what I saying? Where in the world is you ever hear about some shit like this happening? All right,
Came out in
that's it. All right, read on, brother.
It says protesters at a different location also managed to enter the president's office, which has been the focus of demonstrations for months. At least 33 people, including members of the security forces, were injured and were being treated at the National Hospital of Sri Lanka in Colombo. A hospital spokesperson told the BBC Sinhala service, but they didn't give a shit.
That's it. All right, there's more.
It says authorities has attempted to stop the demonstration from taking place by imposing a curfew on Friday night, but protesters were undeterred and the curfews were lifted after civil society groups and opposition parties strongly objected to do it.
Right, you man, you see how bad it is out there. That's it. That's it.
Loose over
All
there.
the hell breaking loose, boy. That's the purge, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? On top of that, they ain't have no damn foreign reserve to do no kind of trade or to do nothing,
Wait,
to get no kind of help or assistance from nobody. Shit. Boy, it's bad, boy. That's like how the scriptures say. All right, and all that horror. The people enduring that, but at least they going through it.
Boy, it's gonna be pile up.
That's it. All right. It's gonna be a great, great cry in the short order, but guess what? That's coming here. You understand? Read on, brother.
It says last week the authorities suspended sales of petrol and diesel for non-essential vehicles in an attempt to preserve the country's dwindling fuel stocks.
Right, so they almost out of fuel. And when that stop, shit, you really get to see some shit. All right. Because it's bad out there, boy. It's real, real bad. All right. All right, let's read one more paragraph and then.
It says the government has been trying to secure fuel on credit from countries, including Russia, so far with no success.
You see that? Because what? They don't have nothing to offer Russia. You see?
It has requested emergency financial help and it blames the COVID-19 pandemic, which all but killed off Sri Lanka's tourist trade, one of its biggest foreign currency earners. What a crisis. So you can imagine us.
That's it. That's it. The number one industry is what?
Tourism.
Okay, then.
Like tourists.
All right. So you could imagine 100,000 plus people coming to your house to bust your ass. That's some shit, right? To make you resign, to make you get out of the country. But these people ain't joking over there, boy. It's kill or be killed. All right. And that's what's coming, man. That's coming here. That's coming to the rest of the world. You know, but guess what? The scriptures speak about this. You know how long we been out here saying the same thing over and over and over. All right, but let's get some precept. You know, God willing, you'll see the picture clearly. Right.
Also, 5 protests took place for the last couple of days. 5 in different countries.
Yeah.
5 set of protests, not only Sri Lanka.
That's it. All right.
We get applause again in Haiti.
That's it.
All right. Haiti getting on by.
Uprising of the people, man. The scriptures speak about that.
Second English.
Let's get second Ezra 15 and 14.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Right, read.
For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Right, now, this part yet ain't happened in Sri Lanka yet, but It's on its way.
Get to that.
It's going to get to that. All right. But this is what they're being faced with now, right? Uh, read verse 16, brother.
16. For there shall be seditions among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and and, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right. Sedition is uprising against the government. And you see, you damn had 100,000+ citizens went to the prime minister residence and make his ass resign. All right. You had martial law troop trying to bring order to the country and was unsuccessful, trying to impose curfew and shit. Oh, but them people they ain't having that, boy. They ain't having that.
Somebody guards and things.
That's it.
33 of them get injured.
That's it.
Kill or be killed, like you say, boy.
That's it. You know, and this is what we seeing over there in Sri Lanka. You see? All right. They're not regarding their president. They don't damn give a shit about him, but they don't care about him.
They don't care about Biden either.
God, they blaming him for their problems.
Yeah. He can be in some shit soon. I mean, every time you turn on the news,
The majority
they throwing rock on them.
the majority is realizing now who's really responsible for all of this. You know what I mean? And most countries now, most people are sorry they took this the JAB, and those who haven't taken it, they're not. You know.
God.
Go ahead.
Well, go finish what you're saying.
And so, like, these pressures are going to keep applying because they got to bring this in. So it is going to get bad and it's going to get worse and worse. But, imagine what it's going to get to with us who's not taking it, and for those people who, when it comes to that time, and they got to say, oh, see them there, they're the ones who ain't got it. Because it's going to come to that. You know what I mean? Eventually it's going to come to that, and we're going to have to fight against probably our brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because they're not going to be for what we into. They're already going to be considered lost and trapped and following whatever that happening in the rest of this world. You know what I mean? So we can be like new bloods, man.
But if knowledge and wisdom is to increase, I hope it would increase in that too, because they would be regretful about going and taking this job, or maybe be jealous, or maybe they would fight you because of envy and jealousy, because they already gone and take that, and there's all kind of side effect and people being being made ill and or dying from that. And another thing, yes, I saw some video of these pilots that who are not able to fly, okay, because the pilots who didn't take the job, they laid them off, they fired them. And the ones who took the job, they cannot fly because the I don't know whatever they have inside it as the height when they go up in the airplane. They having all kind of issues and problems.
God.
All right, so they fired the ones who didn't take the job, and the ones who took the job, they cannot fly. So so they have a shortage of.
It's like one more thing, and right here, that not even to say talk about it, what's going on in the other countries in America, but right here, if you look in Princess Margaret and doctors, if you look at the number, I got a cousin that he's a doctor, he works in both of the hospitals, and we used to argue a lot on the vaccine. Now he's coming across realizing that there's something happening. There's people needing blood for the last 2 years, like never in a lifetime before. Never. Healthy people, strong people, people who've never been sickly, never been injured, never had any long, severe, no family gene thing, nothing. There is people in need of blood like crazy now.
Yeah. You start bringing that sword,
what
man.
You think it is?
They have the blank blood. The blank blood is as a short as a low, because the people that has the vaccine, they cannot give blood.
Yeah.
Hey, it's right there for your eyes to see, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But like I say over there, in Sri Lanka, you see, all this shit happen. But yeah, man, let's read on, brother.
Verse 17.
Yeah,
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
right. Because of what? The martial law troops. All right. And the other day, the brother, Wamba, Yashi Wamba from my camp, he said, what? There ain't gonna be no gas. You see what I said? All right. All right. But read on, brother.
18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Read.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and shall spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
Can. All right. And that's what's happening right now over there in Sri Lanka. All right. But eventually it's going to move all across the earth. All right. And it's going to get real bad. All right. The brothers them was just given a little glimpse into it getting to that stage. All right. And on top of that, Esau been coming out and telling you how bad it's going to get, every month, So it would be wise, for the viewers who watching, to take heed, as a believer, you know, to take heed because it's going to get real, real bad in the short order. All right. The brothers them was just, like I said, just giving a glimpse, you know. You have these pilots, who ain't able to fly. You have people needing blood left, right, and center, and hey, stage is being set, man. You know. But yeah, man, I got one more article, I wanna basically um speak on a little bit, but we ain't really gotta go deep into it. That one with the IMF. All right.
Another article it says IMF sounds global economic alarm.
Right. It says the IMF song global economic alarm. All right. All right. And it's sounding the alarm, you know, the uh 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 the IMF is sounding the alarm that, it's gonna be a global economic crash coming. And if you know anything about the IMF, you know, that's one of Esau chief institution. You understand? And for them to come out and say something like this, that means something and that holds value, because, you know, these people would sound the alarm, they know what's coming down the pipeline. Esau is setting the stage for the world to crash as a whole. All right, because, this man, he has an agenda. All right, he has a goal he wants to fulfill. He wants everybody, to be a part of that MOTB system.
Man.
You see what I said? They already come out in an economic form and said these things. All right, they already say these things. The world will be under a blockchain system. Using a digital currency. All right, so it's necessary that they crash. This monetary system, this dollar system as we know it. See what I said? This what Esau wants, man. He wants the world to be in a state of chaos, like what you see happening over there in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, he wants all the appeal.
Right, right. Because he want everybody to go and cry to him, and then he comes with the solution.
Alien dialectic.
Right,
Problem reaction solution.
right. So let's read the first two paragraphs in there, brother.
It says the head of the International Monetary Fund, Kristalina Georgieva, said on Wednesday that the outlook for the global economy has darkened significantly since April. She told Reuters that a global recession next year could not be ruled out, given the elevated risk. It's going to be a tough 2022, but maybe even a tougher 2023, the IMF boss won.
Right. So Esau is openly telling you, man, that it's gonna get bad out here. All right. He could say that because he knows what's going on. They're the one with damn causing everything to go down.
They control everything.
Right.
Mm.
All right. And on top of that, man, people suffering right now. You get high gas prices, high food prices, high rent, shortages on baby milk, medicine, fertilizers, diesel,
Mm.
it's real out here, man. And according to the IMF, it says that it could get even worse in 2023.
2023.
But guess what? That's prophecy.
Mhm.
See what I say? And it's prophesied that all hell and miseries is coming to the world. And all that hell and miseries that's coming, that's called Jacob trouble.
So
All right.
Salaki brother. So basically, future in this place. If she's
That's it.
saying it's dark insignificantly, so more dark days ahead.
That's it.
Scripture saying, Ecclesiastes 12 chapter. Look out the window.
That's it. So it's
Mm.
only getting worse.
I'm hoping we'll be out of here before.
And that's a period in which life is gonna get extremely hard for everybody on the planet Earth.
God.
See what I said?
God.
Mm.
All right, but for those of us, who's a part of the hopeful elect, if we be a part of that number, we're gonna make it out of here, man. All right. Let's read another two paragraphs.
It says she cited the global spread of inflation, dramatic interest rates hikes by central banks for
Right.
slowdown.
Read that part again.
She cited the global spread of inflation, dramatic interest rates hikes by
Right.
central banks.
Right. So those interest rates, those high interest rates and things. All right. All of that is designed to kill the economy, to crash the economy, so we could move on that digital platform.
And they control them, the interest rates.
That's it. All right. Read on, brother.
It says a slowdown in China's growth and unprecedented sanctions against Russia among the factors affecting global economies. Georgieva indicated that in the coming weeks, the IMF would downgrade its earlier projection of 3.6% global growth for this year. That would be the fund's third downward revision of its forecast this year.
All right, but you know, at the end of the day, Esau he ain't gonna get these prices under control. You understand? Because he wants you niggas to be in a state of misery. You understand? He wants you to be in a state of depression
Mm.
so that you could come to him and beg him for whatever. And then he's gonna come out that he get the solution. Here, this the problem. This could fix the problem.
Keeping you from distracting you from the truth.
Right,
The subdermally.
right. The subdermal, which is the MOTB.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And we could see clearly what this devil is doing through the spirit.
Keeping you on his track.
Mm.
Gun,
And all
Follow
the
him.
gun.
Mm.
Salakia, brothers, Salakia. Then you get all these prime ministers and over the UK resigning and all that. They know what's
Yeah.
coming,
Yeah,
man.
Mm.
All of these prime ministers, these health officers, and all these people in
Yeah.
high places know what's happening.
Yeah.
And to keep people in chaos, their mind in chaos, and in stress, and all they need is the truth to keep them calm.
It's one major flag a week.
Mm.
That's it.
That's it.
Gun. But
World
again,
War III.
it's all prophecy, man. And this is all the works of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Mm.
All right. These things is happening and it's coming to pass. So we could know that the word of the most high is true. All right, and that what the prophet write down is all true for our faith's sake. All right, because you see what's happening with over there at Sri Lanka. All right, Ezra's written it down. Now what is right? We can go back into the book of Second Ezra, same scriptures. All right, and we're gonna apply that to this article to further show you that this is all true. All right, what does let's read Second Ezra 15 and 14 again, brother.
Book of Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Right, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Now, this is what that woman from the IMF, Georgieva, this was what she's basically saying. Woe to the world, destruction and hell is coming to the world. See what I saying? 2020, if you think 2022 bad, 2023 gonna be worse. That's what she's saying. Woe to the world.
God,
And to the inhabitants of the earth.
God.
This is what she's saying. What this? Read the next verse 15, brother.
For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and
Right.
swords in their hands.
Gone. All right, and that's what it's gonna come to in these streets real soon. All right, because whenever there's a lack of food and water, which right now I think is one state over there in Babylon right now have a water shortage.
So you think, Talakim, you think Jake gonna see some murders and killings right here in the Bahamas and these little islands and all this
What?
pure destruction right there, what they wouldn't imagine?
What?
Over food and water and gas and diesel.
Can't. Right? You're right. So man, you could just imagine what could happen to lack of food and water.
If I can say something right now, Karata,
Go
I'll
ahead.
cut you off. All right, to add to what the brother's saying, because the previous administration, remember when they locked down the country, nobody could get no food, no water, couldn't even go on the shop. What the people then turn do? They start firing bottle and thing at the police. It was like a riot.
Okay.
So you could imagine when people can't find no food and things like that, they go crazy, man. It's chaotic state.
Okay. Not only food and water, basically all the essential that you need to survive. When there's a lack of that, people is gonna fight one another and kill one another in the most brutal ways just to survive. That's it. And the scripture tell you that invading one another. You see what I said? It's gonna be every man for himself in that day. All right, like how they say, dog eat dog world. That's how it's gonna be.
All right. The world and them that dwell therein.
Done. All right, read the next verse, brother. 16.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right. Right. That's it on that.
17.
16.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, read it again, brother.
Book 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power.
And sedition is uprising of the people against the government, like what you see over there in Sri Lanka right now. It's sedition amongst them because their economy is suffering so bad. This is the worst state their economy has ever been in since 1948. But it's even worse now because they don't have no damn economy. You understand? And the people over there is losing it. They're rioting and they're burning shits down. All right, they're invading the stores and invading one another just to survive. All right.
So they could get a meaning of sedition on the Merriam-Webster and Google quick.
All right.
It says sedition, incitement or of resistance to or insurrection against lawful authority.
Done. Government.
Right.
And that's happening right now over there in Sri Lanka as we speak. Just take the time and look it up. See what I said? They raided the president residence. They made him resign because he's running the country. And the same thing is going to come not only to this country, but to all the world. That's it. All right. Read on, brother.
17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Right. That's because of martial law. All right. And so check this right. If there's gonna be sedition among men and they invading and fighting one another, that means martial law. All right, them troops is gonna be in the streets trying to restore some order, and they're gonna shut shit down. All right. For example, the airport. All right, the seaport or the port of entry. All right, like how you could just travel freely now. That shit can stop. See what I said? All right. All that travel free, you could feel like even like those main highways that say you wouldn't drive down central or what's not, Even the highway and all can be shut down.
Especially if you ain't loaded.
That's it.
You know what loaded is,
Gun, gun. All right. So yeah, man. You know, Esau's gonna put the hammer down. Through his troops, man. All right. Read on, brother.
18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Right. So it's gonna get real bad out here, man. It says the city shall be troubled. But when all hell go down, the people in the city is gonna feel it the most. You understand? So if things go left, you know, the people in Nassau, they're gonna lose their damn minds, boy. The Nassau, the Freeport, shit, because they're gonna feel it the most. All right. Read 19, bro.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
God, so Ezra is telling us, through the spirit that things is gonna get real bad out here, man. All right, people is gonna be killing one another. All right, and not having pity. Like Yahweh say, man, the love of for the love of many the heart shall walk cold, because iniquity shall abound. So it's gonna get bad out here, man. And like I say, the woman from the IMF, she says that you think 2022 is rough, but 2023 is gonna be even worse, man. And that's something a nigga don't want to hear. You understand? Because they think things gonna go back to normal. You see, but things is gonna get real, real bad out here, but things is gonna turn right up. The apostles damn this the year of turn up, you know. But hey, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get far worse. But you think it bad now, all right? What more article brother with that you ordered that you can turn it over, you see.
This? You saying it?
Yeah,
Okay, got
right. I just wanna go in and just let's read the headline on this one. This article that I found. The title says it reads people are eating right. Good.
it. It
Yeah, just
says
read it.
the article. It says people are eating on alternative days to feed their kids. Pot comments on massive protests in Sri Lanka.
Right. So now, if you've been watching the news and following the situation over there in Sri Lanka, you'll know that Sri Lanka is going through one of the roughest, one of the worst economic crises since 1948. On top of that, like I stated earlier, they don't have no foreign exchange reserve to exchange and buy anything from these different nations to import things or trade or whatever, you know. And over there, right now, is a scarcity of food. It's a scarcity of medicine. It's bad over there right now. All right. Now, people taking turns, eating on different days for the children's sake. See what I'm saying? All right. And this is a bad situation. This is a harsh situation to be in. All right. This could damn very well lead to these people being cannibals. You see what I'm saying? Eating their damn children, just like in the book of Second Kings. All right. Just like back in ancient Israel. All right. When you had the king of Assyria, he besieged Israel, and caused a famine in the land. And to the point where people they get so damn desperate, they became cannibals. All right, and this same situation could happen, over there in Sri Lanka.
70, 80 also.
We can. All right, and you could just imagine, being in a situation to where, you gotta wait a day to eat, and then the next day your children gotta wait to eat. You know, that's gonna cause damn people, to bug the hell out and to lose it, boy. Especially if you have children. You understand? That's gonna drive them to do something out of the ordinary. All right, to do something what you called illegal. You could damn very well kill someone, behind, their goods, which the scriptures tell you that, and also to the point, where you damn kill your own children and eat them. All right, that's some crazy shit. And don't think, don't say you can't do that or you'll never do that because the Most High will put you on that spirit, put you in that spirit to bring you down low like that, boy. See what I saying? Yeah, man. Because hey, ain't no telling what you'll do when when you're hungry, boy. And hunger will drive you to do that, boy. God, that's it. But over here in the Bahamas, in this country, people can't picture that happening because they got KFC, they got McDonald's, Burger King, Bamboo, Checkers, all these places available with food. So when the Most High bring that kind of hell, and chaos, these people gonna realize that hey, they messed up, man. You know, so hey, let's get one or two precept and then I turn it over to the brother. Let's get Second Kings 6. We're gonna start at 24.
Second Kings 6 and 24. And it came to pass after this that Benadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. There was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 4 pieces of silver, and a fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver.
Right. So that's a damn lot of money for a donkey skull and some bird shit. You see what I saying? You understand? All right. But when you desperate and all the food gone, you know, guess what? You'll do anything to eat. You see what I saying? And to eat even damn bird shit. Where you gonna imagine that? That's it. You'll even buy. It said buy it for 5 pieces of silver, and that's a lot of money, right? Because I look it up, right? One piece of silver in this time is equal $615. And you times that by 5, that's over $3,000, 3,070 something like that. So that's a lot of money for just for a damn donkey skull and buried shit. You understand? All right, now this one ain't no food. All right, but let's read on, right? Cause this is some sick shit, right? What this? Read on, brother.
Verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help? When shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press?
Right. All right, and that's what's gonna get to these people. They're gonna be calling on the Lord, saying, "Lord, help me. I need someone to help me." But this is what is gonna come. You understand? Y'all can damn call on every damn God y'all know when you see this shit happen, boy. But guess what? It ain't gonna be no answer. Right. All right. Read the next voice, brother.
And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow.
Con. All right, now just think about that.
Verbal agreement.
Two women sitting together having a conversation about eating one another children. You see the sick shit behind that? And this is because it was a famine in the land. Now they're turning on their kids. All right, they're turning on them because the children is more vulnerable. They can't fight to defend themselves, so they could just kill them and eat them. So this is a conversation what they having, right? What is right? Read the next verse.
So we boiled my son and did eat him, I said unto her on the next day, kill thy son, that we may eat him. And she had hit her son.
Right, you see that 6-year-old boy? So imagine someone killing a child. Right? Right. And they boiling their child and then eat him. That shit, that's crazy, boy. But guess what? Hunger will drive you to do that. People that say they ain't never do that shit, they more rather just die. But guess what? That ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna just die. They haven't been in that they haven't been that hungry before. You understand? So don't say you would do this. All right. Or do that. All right. Because like I stated earlier, the most I could put the spirit on you for you to get that low for you to boil that children. You understand? It says, so we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said until the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. She hit her son. All right, so this woman, she tricked this other woman to killing and cooking her child. But when it come time for her to kill her child and cook him, she hide him. All right, because she didn't want to. She didn't want to go through with that. Cause that shit, that's cold, boy.
But then, if you didn't want to do that to your child, you shouldn't have settled it and make that agreement or arrangement. Because here, I didn't kill my child, and now you hide yours and talk about it. I can kill you.
Yeah, boy. You know, but this,
I cannot kill my child and thing, and today now we supposed to kill yours. You hide yours.
Yeah, boy.
Damn it, you on.
But as Yahweh say, man, the love of many shall wax cold. You know, but it's gonna get to that point. Believe it or not, boy. You know, it's gonna happen, and this could very well happen over there in Sri Lanka. All right. You know, because as you can see, they ain't got no food now. You see how they eating on alternative days, so food can last. They ain't gonna last too much longer like that without food. So it's gonna get nasty over there. I think that's somewhere in Africa, someplace in India, someplace around there. All right. But what is right? What is? Yeah, read the next verse 30.
Verse 30, 2 Kings 6 and 30. And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes. He passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh.
Right, so when the king heard this damn sick news, he tear his clothes off. He was in a state of agony at the news he damn get, boy, because I mean, it's something like that, well, damn, you know? Yeah, boy.
Because he tell the woman, if the Lord can't help you, what you want
That's
me to do?
it. All right, because if anybody would have hear that kind of news about people boiling their children and eating them, you know, that make you feel some kind of way. I mean, if you have kids, you'll be like, damn, that's a messed up shit, boy. That's cool. All right.
I have some information here.
All right.
Okay, Sri Lanka, formerly known as Ceylon, and officially the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, is an island country in South Asia. It lies in the Indian Ocean, okay, southwest of the Bay of Bengal, southeast of the Arabian Sea. Okay, it is separated from the Indian subcontinent by the Gulf of Mannar. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big island. Yeah, big island. I think it's close to Madagascar.
Tell me around there.
So I think Madagascar.
The population 21.92 million.
Yeah, but
big population. So I have so many people. It's gonna be a great starvation over there. You know what I mean?
Continent of Asia.
See the state of our country right now. So you know.
Religion, Buddhism.
So the most I extra jacking them up. So you know, call on your gods now. And I think that's the scripture in in Judges chapter 10.
Its religion is Buddhism.
right? Judges 10 and 14 say, go cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. So that's them over there. Let them call it.
We call them Buddhite.
God,
That's their
Mhm.
God. The most I cool with they what you are, boy. All right, Salakia, right? Let's go back to Second Kings. 31.
2 King chapter 6 and 31. It reads, then he said, Yahweh do so and more also to me, if the head of Elijah, the son of Shaphat, shall stand on him this day.
Right, so this king was so damn mad that he put the blame on Elisha. You understand? He saying, man, this all Elisha fault, man. All right, that there's a famine in the land. You know, and he said that this is Elisha fault. You know, that woman kill and boil her child and eat her child, blaming the prophets.
Right.
You know, just like how they do today.
Mhm.
You know? But guess what? Elisha didn't do shit. All he was the messenger. That's it. You know? But anyhow, I just gone into this account after, reading a headline, you know, to show you, man, what level people will stoop to, in a time of hunger, and don't think that people is above this because you never seen hunger in the state like this before, all right? Because this could very well damn happen. 'Cause you could imagine being on this island, planes stop flying, boats stop running. You understand? Come,
That's something to see, but it's gonna come.
it's gonna come. You know. The brother was Buddha, Buddha them going on diet. Yeah, right, brother. Buddha going on diet. But yeah, man, Lord willing, those lessons, going into those articles, they should strike fear in you, man. All right, because this is on the way, man. This coming. All right. Yeah, man. Got it, brother.
Yeah, man. What I want to touch on to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, like the brother was really happening all around the world, you know what I mean, pertaining to prophecy, and that's what we speak on, right? What I want to touch on also briefly, because I come across an article, you know what I mean. The title of my lesson is you independent woman will be afraid.
Yeah.
Okay? Because or what we will say, a low hanging fruit.
Got it.
Because we been saying, starting from the apostles and elders, so on down, when the society collapses, you women are gonna be in trouble. That's you, and that's mostly those independent women. All right, because guess what? Because it will come a time whereby it's gonna be total anarchy out here. Now, the brother just brought them beautiful lesson showing you what happened on Sri Lanka. You know what I mean? Okay, it's gonna be anarchy out here to the point 911 will not be available. Okay, and you will be so afraid to step outside your house. It's gonna be so bad out here. A lot of y'all are gonna lose it. All right, and I can show you in an article. I mean, that's a little small glimpse of this woman, how her neighbor been watching her all the while. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She almost, almost drive her insane. Which I'm gonna get an article very soon. And I want to say this to the sincere sisters in its faith. If you reverencing your husband and making sure he's good by taking care of him, continue to do the right thing. He's your ticket over here.
Yeah.
There's this lesson in for y'all, right? But these other women, I don't need a man. And also these women who have a man of the Lord, right? I don't know how precious he is, right? Still giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
Don't care to acknowledge your role. Because a lot of you women don't know, some of you women don't know your role. If you don't repent, you will be in problems soon. I got an article, like I say, I want to get in brief because this is a little glimpse of what's going to happen in time to come. But guess what? A lot of you women are going to get ravished. Another word for ravish is raped.
Yeah.
Okay? This transpired over there in the UK. You could
Done.
imagine.
Right, if I just could say something before you get into the article, right? The women, man, they have it so easy. You understand? They have the easiest part of being in this truth. You know, all you have to do is just sit there and serve your husband. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Like you say, like the scriptures say, reverence. You know, until she see, you know, her husband as a salvation. That's it. You know. Yeah, man. Until she sees her husband as a salvation, and you know, ain't nothing gonna happen until then. You know, and also another thing too, right? You know, for the women in this truth and the woman that's out this truth, who ain't in this truth to laugh yet, you know, your righteousness comes from how well you serve your husband.
That's it.
That's it. That's why I say you have the easiest job in this thing.
Mm.
All right. You got it, brother.
Done. Like I say, this transpired over there in the UK. You could imagine when all else broke loose out here. All right. You're gonna see, you know, like this woman basically, this woman fled, which we know, to a place where which is gonna be a whole lot worse. She fled to America after she experienced this, right? She going right in the fire, right? So without ado, let me just read the article and get a couple paragraphs. It says, being stalked by my neighbor broke me in ways I didn't even know I could be broken. It says an ex-ITV news reader, Isla Turqua, reveals how her hair fell out and she was forced to flee her cottage for America as nightmare escalated. It says, under different circumstances, it might be in a kind, welcoming gesture. The man next year hopping round to ask if his new neighbor hard at work or on renovations would like a sandwich. Okay, watch this. But for the former ITV and Channel 5 newsreader, Isla Turqua, 42, the experience was chilling, not confident. He was just suddenly there, she says. I was in the living room. I was working away on the floor listening to a podcast. So I had earphones in. I nearly jumped out my skin. He'd come through the conservatory, which meant he must have leaped over the fence at the back. And you know, over there in the UK, they have a lot of them, like them little glass house, like yeah, you know what I mean, right onto their house. You know what I mean? He said, "Have you eaten? Have you?" He said, "You eat salmon? You eat salmon, don't you? I'll make you a sandwich." That's what he telling her. Watch this, right? It says, Isla, she declined, right? Saying she had food in the fridge, but he insisted, returning later with a sandwich, which he watched me eat. So he watched me eat the sandwich. You see that shit? What could she do? All right. Little wonder she was disturbed. The only way he could know I had eaten what would be if he had been watching me. It was weird, creepy. Why he offered salmon. All right, it says we'd had a conversation previously when he had recommended a butcher. I told him I didn't eat red meat. He obviously clocked that start of the way. He shudders at the memory because it brings back the fear, but also because admitting being terrified by a salmon sandwich sounds a little silly. This is the problem, she says, taken out of context, all the incident seems quite trivial. You start to think, why are you going mad? When you are installing security cameras, putting film on the windows to stop him being able to see in, going around checking all the windows, having panic attacks because you know that these cases can end up with murder. You think it's with me. It was not with her. At least we can call her sandwich offering neighbor what he is, a dangerous stalker. So guess what? So you see in this article, you know, her neighbor who was watching her for a minute and then Kona had her traumatized to the point her hair started falling out, right? And that's ultimately is what's gonna happen to these women. All right, they're gonna be basically in a heavy distress. Okay, and guess what? Okay, when he had brought her sandwich, though she declined at first, saying she got food in the fridge, this devil insisted, but okay, and watch her eat. You know what I mean? And watch her eat. So you know these creepy niggas is gonna be out here. You don't want to see this old. It might have been an old army veteran. You understand?
God.
You know, might have been an old army veteran right there. If she freaking refused, he might have killed her. You know what I mean? And the most I in a respecter of person, this is gonna come on a lot of these independent, proud women, right? Okay, so you're not gonna be able to power these kind of niggas, right? But watch this, right? And that guy was very bold and probably was waiting on the right time to jump the fence. You know what I mean? But these the kind of niggas what's gonna be your check, creepy Bill and Joe. All right.
God.
And the only thing separating him from taking it sometime is the law. And guess what? Like I say, 911 won't be available in that day because these cops will be afraid themselves. All right. So I can show you something, right? The brother brought the scripture in second Ezra, the 15th chapter, right? Verse I think it's verse 16, which is man shall be afraid.
Yeah.
Bring it over, brother, quick.
Verse 15.
And I think
So the destruction for man.
no, it says man shall be afraid.
All right.
Say the
Yeah,
host is
18.
Okay, that's 18.
right. You know,
So this is second Ezra chapter 14, chapter 15, verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
you see that? And man shall be afraid. That's what I'm focused on, right? So if the man can be afraid, you imagine the woman, you know, the independent woman, the state where they in now, they can be more afraid because they ain't gonna have no protection. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna have no protection that day. You know what I mean? 911 ain't gonna be there no more. Okay? 911 is not gonna be there no more. All right. But let's get in some other scriptures, right? Let's get like I say, a lot of these women is gonna get raped, right? I can let the scriptures do the talking, right? You know what I mean? Get Isaiah the 13th chapter, brother.
This is Isaiah 13 and 16.
You started with 15, brother.
All right, 15. All right, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto him shall fall by the sword. Verse 16. Isaiah 13 right? And 16.
Salaki, right? So if your spirit, verse 15, right? Read that again.
Right, Isaiah 13 and 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Now you hear in the article she says she's gonna flee to America, right? So if your spirit's still in that place and trusting in the system, like what she said, fleeing to Babylon, aka America, because that's who the scripture is referring to, all right? And you want to be connected to that place, you're gonna get thrust through the sword. So you're gonna be destroyed, get destroyed right along with that place, all right? And that's why the scripture tells you, and I think it's Jeremiah 51 and 6, which says, flee from Babylon, meaning spiritually.
God.
You know what I mean? Taking your spirit and mind out of that place because the Mosai is gonna utterly destroy that place. And guess what? How can you escape? Okay, she going into the fire, but guess what? We don't give a shit what happened to these heathens anyhow.
God.
All right. Anyway, hell with them. So guess what? Things are gonna get better yet to the point. Check this, the next verse.
Yeah. Verse 16. Their children shall also be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
God. So we come in a time of Jacob's trouble, a time never seen on this earth. And a lot of you proud women are gonna see your children get dashed to pieces, man. And you can't do shit. All right. And you know, on martial law is gonna be active. So Esau's gonna roll up in your house and take your children and put them in them concentration camps. And guess what? A lot of y'all will be a prey in that day. You know what I mean? And like I say, ravish means raped. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of women, you know, getting gang rape in that day. Like I watched a movie, you know, months ago. Okay, I get the movie name America. I gave it a name, the title of the movie, American. I think the brother you watched the movie too.
Yeah.
You know where they had an economic collapse and it was a disaster. And the scene what I saw when the guy was looking for his sister because she left his woman by their house, so they couldn't reach her, right? So he went looking for her, and then when he saw her, he told her, "Let's go." All hell broken loose, all right, because it was an economic collapse because she didn't really know what's going on. But the guy told her, "Let's go," but she won't go back to the house and get her things. You know, she won't go back to the house and get her things. So basically, you know, she went back up there in the house
And the guy saw some robbers coming. You know what I mean? They breaking down cars and breaking in the cars with the guns and all that. You know, just like what the scripture say in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. I suggest you all can watch the movie. So they searching for food and they had guns. He told her, let's go. So she didn't listen. So when the robbers saw her, guess what she do? She tried to escape in the car. They shoot her in the head. All right. Why? Because she didn't listen. All right. And when that time come, if you don't listen to your man, you can die. If you don't listen to your man when he tell you something, you can die. All right. But first, you can get gang rape first. All right. All right. That's like in the article, many miseries coming to you, independent woman.
John, I could say too, right there, it says that man shall be afraid, you know, because you're gonna have niggas out there who might make it, but then still, you know, basically like soft can't really take care, can't really protect their families, you know, because in that same movie, you know, a white boy almost sleep with the nigga wife,
Right.
you know,
Right. Low hanging fruit, you say, what?
low hanging fruit.
God.
You know, I could bring this precept too.
What, brother?
This Zechariah 14 and 2. It says, "For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to the battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished." All right, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. All right, speaking about the women ravished, same thing. You see, so we can't escape that. That's gonna happen when you see all hell break loose, boy. Like over there in Sri Lanka,
Right.
right? You got it, brother.
So yeah, man, the Most High is not a respecter of persons. All right. Well, we ain't care what status you got, even though that's what she is. Most High didn't give a shit. All right. And when the time of judgment come, a lot of you women will suffer. Let's get another example, right? Because these happened in times past, right? Just our second year, just 10 and 22, brother. Start with 21. Second year, just 10 chapter, start with 21.
This is the book of Second Ezra 10 and 21. It says, "For thou 10 and 21."
Yeah, the point of verse 22. You got it.
So second Ezra 10 and 21. For thou seest that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altar broken down, our temple destroyed.
See? You know.
Our what's the word? Sultry.
Yeah.
Right.
Our sultry is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled. And the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. Our children are put to shame. Our priests are burnt. Our Levites are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled. Our wives ravished. Our righteous men carried away. Our little ones destroyed. Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak.
So like I say, guess what? This happened in times past. And guess what? Like the scripture says, whatever things are written aforetime are written for our learning. All right. The scripture said the virgins got defiled. And how they got defiled? Or what you think that means? Okay, exactly. And the wives ravish again. You see that? The wives ravish. It's always happening in Israel. And this is going to be the worst time. Okay, this is going to be the worst time. Your long time neighbor who you never taught, you know what I mean, will think that way. Who you think would never look a certain way towards you, your long time neighbor. Oh yeah, when that time come, oh yeah, he can do something that you didn't expect him to do. All right, and he can be knocking on your door, breaking in your house and shit. You know what I mean? Even for food, you know what I mean? Because if you're an independent woman who don't need no man, who will you run to? I can tell you the cops. You can't call the cops because 911 won't be able. The day of the Lord is near. And guess what? Ain't no escaping. Ain't no escaping that. The woman said she fleeing to America, right? But guess what? Let's get the scripture now. Amos 5 and 19, right? Because I say ain't no escaping.
Yeah.
Flying to hell.
Ain't no escaping.
Them are the pot in the fire.
It ain't no escaping.
The book of Amos, chapter 5,
Right, brother. Amos chapter 5.
verse 19.
So start verse 18, brother.
Verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Most High. To what end is it for you? The day of the Most High is darkness and not light.
Salaki, right? And then that's these Christians. They desire the day of the Lord. And a lot of them is the most independent, proud woman ever. So they can be in plenty problems. You know, a lot of these so-called independent Christians too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can be in plenty problems. Watch this, right? I can show you ain't no escaping. Right? Read on.
As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him.
God, you see that? So basically, ain't no escaping. Calamity after calamity. So you think you safe? Then something else happened. All right? Watch this. Watch the scenario for these women. You might run and hide from niggas trying to rape you right in the building. Then when you think you safe, you run up on some other thugs. Picture that. You know what I mean? Low hanging fruit. Niggas will be salivating on you, woman, to come, man. All right? So
them women is gonna be commodity in that day, but you know, basically currency.
God.
You know.
God.
You're gonna be used to buy food and water.
God. So that woman thinks she's safe by escaping. Ain't nothing happening. So y'all woman, y'all in problem, y'all independent woman. And that's just a glimpse of things to come. You know what I mean? It's gonna get a whole lot worse out here. So she fleeing to America, ain't no escaping. You know what I mean? Because the Most High judgment, the Most High soon brings supreme judgment on this earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all.
You all right? Let's get this along.
Bring your lesson.
Okay.
Does this work?
All right. The term word judgment. Judgment is defined as the ability to make a considerate decision or to come to a sensible conclusion. Okay? That's the definition by the dictionary, okay, of the word. All right. And the spiritual identification of the word is the spirit of wisdom and prudence, enabling a person to discern right and wrong, good and evil. Okay? So, according to the judgment of the world, he said that it is a considerate decision to come to a sensible conclusion. Okay? And that's only sensible according to the world and considered according to the world. But, okay, the Bible, the spiritual definition of judgment, the spirit of wisdom and prudence, enabling a person to discern right and wrong, okay, good and evil, all right? So you have this worldly judgment, okay, that, okay, based on man, it is only what is considered or referred to him as common sense, okay, which is okay, maybe him considering judgment based on all right, knowing a person or based on you know some worldly matter, but then based on the scripture, the term of judgment, the definition of judgment is wisdom and prudence and enabling a person to discern right from wrong and good and evil. Can someone get me Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 17?
Deuteronomy chapter what?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 17. Ye shall not respect person in judgment, but you shall hear the small as well as the great. You shall not be afraid to face, or you shall not be afraid of the face of man, For the judgment is the most high, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear
Okay.
it.
Okay. So when you making judgment, when you judgment, as, and based on the Bible and spiritually, you should not be have respect a person in judgment, okay, or show favoritism, all right, because you tend to reject wa- um, um, justice and wise, making judgment between good and evil. Okay, you neglect the okay the truth and righteousness and justification when you are going to show favoritism and respect a person. All right. Um, okay, so we should not. You have Deuteronomy 1:17.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Okay, sorry. Habakkuk 1:4,
This
please.
is the book of Habakkuk 1. 1 and what verse? Sir?
Verse 4.
4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth.
Okay.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded.
Okay. So wrong judgment proceeded. This is when you respect a person or show favoritism and judgment. Okay. Okay. It says therefore the law is slack and evil judgment or perverse judgment go forward. All right. And like in the case of America, right now the law is slack and perverse judgment is going forward, especially with Jake. Okay, because there's all kind of slaughtering and killing of Jake, and they holding themselves not guilty. There's okay, I forget the chapter where I think they um they slay you and call themselves not guilty. Okay. Okay, but that is the judgment that we are faced with in the world today. All right, and for this reason, can I get Corinthians 1:6 and 1? Okay,
Wait a second.
First Corinthians.
First Corinthians 6:1. Dare any of you having a matter against another go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints?
Okay, the scripture states that he did the Most High dare any of us having a matter with a brother. Okay, between anything between us to go to the law of the land. Okay, rather than the saints, because this judgment of the kingdom of this world is slack, perverse judgment go forward. Okay, so how you gonna take a brother, okay, who is spiritually okay, for some matter, and take him to the court and where perverse where the judgment is slack and perverse judgment go forward. Okay, because read on.
Do you not know the saints shall judge the world?
Okay, if the saints will be judging the world, and if the saints gonna judge the world, okay, what is this little matter or small matter? It is for him to judge. Okay, we've been made we've been okay after coming into this truth and knowledge. Everything about us is spiritual. Okay, we exist in the spiritual realm. Okay, and so if we're gonna let some issue between myself or any of you be judged by a carnal, okay, doctor order or whatever. Okay, how can you take about? He said, "I dare any of you having a matter, okay, between a brother another brother, okay, to take him before the judgment of this land of this kingdom, okay, where the judgment is slack, all right, okay, and perverse judgment go forward, okay." Can I get Psalms 111? Psalms 11:5.
11.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Psalms 11:5. The Lord tried the righteous, but the wicked.
Is it?
Huh? You
Go ahead.
The Lord tried the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hated. Psalms 11:5.
Okay. 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 I think no. I get this one. Okay. I have this. Therefore, the ungodly should not stand in the time of judgment. Okay. The ungodly will not stand in the time of judgment because the ungodly is okay used to this judgment that is of the world. Okay, but when he have to stand before the Most High, he will not stand in the time of judgment. All right. Um, okay. See the law of can you make 147 and 19, please? Okay. The law and
Psalms, right?
everything. Yeah. Okay. Foolish should not stand in the time of judgment because they are not okay allowed to be of this spiritual manner, and they everything is based on this worldly kingdom and judgment. So the righteous will not stand, the unrighteous will not stand in the time of judgment. However, it is reserved, okay? But judgment is reserved for them at the end, okay? They will not be judged, okay? Because in most instances, we are looked upon and go through more judgment than the heathens and the wicked right now, because we have to go through all kind of trials and tribulation, but we are the ones that are now okay considered to be his chosen. All right, but right now the ungodly, the heathens, their judgment will be reserved for coming towards the end of time. All right. Like I said, the law was only given to the children of Israel. Okay, and that's 147 verse 19. Yeah.
He shewed his word unto Jacob, his statutes, his judgments unto Israel. Read.
Uh-huh.
He had not dealt so with any nation.
Okay. So the word and laws and things was only given to the children of Israel. All right. He didn't deal with any other nation. Okay, because we are his chosen people, his chosen few. All right. So the law was given to us. But also we being chosen, we being in this truth, all right, we have a more immediate judgment. The judgment of breaking the law right now, they're not okay being punished as by any judgment right now, severe judgment or whatever. But we who are in this truth, we go through a more okay constant trial and tribulation, okay, because we are being tried and have to go through trials. Okay, trials are simply just forms of judgment. Okay, if you would read.
I think there's a scripture. And in the Maccabees, they go rather than, oh, you gave it a die.
Ecclesiastes 2 and 1.
You get judgment quicker.
Mm.
Ecclesiastes.
Right, so after ready has to bring out this point, what he making, because us, being the children of Israel, when we go off, we get punished right away.
Mm-hmm.
But when it we get judged right away. But when the heathen, it seems as if his judgment is prolonged.
It's reserved.
Right.
There's no salvation for him. Man.
Right. So this is the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 6, and start at 12. It reads, now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but for the but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for the chastening of our nation. Right? I think this is what he's speaking about right here. For it is the token of his great goodness when the wicked doers are not suffer any long time, but forthwith punish. All right, that's us. That's the jakes. When we go off, we get punished right away. Now what is for 14? For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbear to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins, so dealt he with us. As I mean, because when you really look at it, that's also love.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Because when we go off, we get judged or we get punished right away, rather than the heathens.
Mm-hmm.
They have sins built up unto heaven. All right.
Next verse.
Huh?
The next verse is said.
Right.
Okay.
But verse 15 it says, "Lest that being come to the height of sin, afterward he should take vengeance of us, and therefore he never withdraw his mercy from us, though he punish with adversity, yet he never forsake us. All right,
Okay.
right, you got it.
All right, give me Ecclesiastes 2:1.
Okay. Ecclesiastes 2:1. I said in my heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth.
Okay.
Therefore enjoy pleasure.
Ecclesiasticus. Okay,
Oh,
that's
Sirach 2:1.
Sirach, sorry.
All right. Sirach 2:1.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
My son.
Go ahead, brother.
Says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So we who serve in the Lord, we who and this truth, okay, we have to be expecting, okay, these trials and tribulation, because to be trial is just a test. Okay. We are being tested, and this is something that all saints, it is common to all the saints. We go through all tribulation, and right now, even the prophets from of old, okay, they were despised and always you know, heavy judgment and have um, hardship and whatnot throughout life, okay, and we basically experience these same things and whatnot, okay, and verse 2.
All right, verse 2.
Mhm.
As I set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make no haste in time of trouble.
Okay. Make no haste in time of trouble. Okay. Time of tribulation, we need not make haste because, okay, we are, and okay, not going through anything that is different or uncommon to any of the elect or the chosen of God. All of these things happen to all of us. It is a common thing among all of His chosen. Okay, so no sense to be urgent or be hasty in time of tribulation when we in trials. Okay, we just gotta endure and okay, don't make any hasty judgment or decision, okay, because all of this is just a trial that we have to go through, okay, to prepare us, okay, to make us take us to a higher level, to make us more spiritual, to increase our faith and our spirit in the Most High God. Okay, we are being right now. We are being refined. Okay, we are being built up into the spirit. Okay, we are being taken from that carnal level, and the more we are tested in trials, we get higher in the spirit. Okay,
right.
Okay. Can you read the next verse?
Verse 3. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Just what I was saying. And cleave unto him and do not depart, that we may be increased. We are gradually being increased as we hold on in this faith. Okay. And as we remain steadfast. Okay. We don't let these trials, okay, decrease us or debase us or deter us. Okay. We got to just hold on and stay steadfast into this, because okay, we are just going through a little a temporary, okay, trial, okay, but then those who will have to get that judgment in the end, it is a more permanent and lasting and more severe. Okay, we just being refined, we being tried, and we've been okay lifted up to a high level each day. Each time we endure, we increase. We increase in faith and in strength and in guidance and whatnot. Next verse.
All right, verse 4. It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Okay, so we gotta take it. We gotta take this with cheer. Okay, and all of this is showing grace and humility, being humble. Okay, okay. We can't get brash and okay, be angry or whatnot. A humble child will taste the grace of God. Okay, so we gotta show humility in all of these trials and whatnot, and try and in most cases, okay, restrain ourselves and not allow ourselves to fly into wrath and act all aggressive and whatnot, and okay, be violent or whatever, because okay, that's not us, not being humble. Okay, So we have to always stay humble and stay okay, focused and steadfast in the faith. Okay. Number 5, where's 5?
With 5 it says, for gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity.
Okay. Gold is tried in the fire. Okay. And what is more what stone is more precious than gold? I mean, gold is one of the most precious stone in the earth that you could find in the earth. Okay, and he said gold is tried in the fire. So we are being tried as gold, and when we come out of this, we would be as valued. Okay, among the other nation and the world. Okay, we would have that same value, that same okay, value as gold, or even greater. We would be greater because we would be gods. Okay, and we, because we are real, are his sons. Okay. Okay.
Gold could go through any type of heat, no matter how hard it is, it could withstand it.
Okay, verse 6.
Verse 6, it says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way right and trust in him.
Okay, we got to keep trusting in him and our faith, have to endure. We have to endure and trust in the Most High. Okay, he would know exactly what we're going through. Okay, it's just a test and trial that he's putting on us. But then, if we are his chosen elect, we should, and we will endure to the end. Okay, but like Abraham was tested with his son Isaac. Okay, when he took him up on the mountain and okay, was about to sacrifice him. Okay, and Isaac said, Father, I see the wood and the wood, what's that, the knife and everything, but where's the lamb? Okay, he said the Most High would prepare a lamb. Okay, so we just gotta trust and have faith, even though things will seem dim and gloom, or you would be to a near death situation. The Most High is not going to allow us to okay, things to go otherwise, because he already made a way for us. All right, verse 7.
And it says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside lest ye fall.
Okay, wait on the mercy of the Lord and do not go to the right or to the left. Okay, just wait, be patient, rejoice, and in the end, okay, we would come out as gold, refined. Okay, and someone give me First Peter verse 4, verse 12, chapter 4, verse 12. Mm-hmm.
First Peter 4 and verse 12, and it reads, beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Okay, it is not strange. Like I say, it is a common thing among all of the chosen elect. Okay, see, the scripture said, "Think it not strange of the fiery trial that we go through." Okay, this is not strange. This is not common. This is not uncommon to none of the prophets. Okay, Ezekiel, I think he used to lay on his side and think, or sleep on the side for okay, long period of time. Okay,
Isaiah walk around naked.
Okay.
Jeremiah with the dirty drawers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are the base. We are made spectacle. We are despised. Okay, these are things that the prophet are not supposed to be in prosperity or living large like TD Jakes, Creflo, give me some dollars and whatnot, and all of that. Okay, all of that prove and present them as false prophet. Okay, because the true prophet of the Most High God, they live the base life. Okay, Elisha, who was the one who went had to go to the woman when her son died, and okay, beg for a meal when she only had a little piece of flour and a little oil left. Elisha, okay. Okay, give me Proverbs 17 and 3.
Proverbs 17 and 3. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 3. The fitting pot is for silver and the furnace for gold, but Yahweh tried the hearts.
Okay, the Most High tried the heart. Okay, the finding the pot is for gold and silver. Okay, but the heart is tried by the Most High, so He is trying our heart. He is putting us through these tests just to try us. Okay, these are just trial to okay, because He dwell within us. All right, and the Most High He gonna just goodwill in any old Jake or any old okay true to it. All right. We gotta be refined. We gotta be taken from that carnal state. Okay, so he's trying hard.
I can back you up that right
Okay,
now. This wisdom. This is wisdom. Solomon 1 inside of 3. Point is at 4. That says, "For forward thought separate from the Most High and His power, and when it is tried, reprove it the unwise. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin."
okay. So the Most High, His Spirit will not enter into a malicious soul. Okay, into him that is okay, not humble. Into him that is hostile. Okay, so we gotta humble ourselves if we want to be spiritually lifted and exalted. Okay, if we want to be these fitted stone and lively stone for the Most High. Okay, we got to live in humility and we can't be bothered by the things of the world, the trials and tribulations that we go through, even though that they seem to be you know, common and every day we're being bombarded and oppressed by these evil heathens and whatnot. Okay, the stress seems to always increase. Okay, it always seem to get worse, and we just wonder sometimes if the Lord is, but He know everything and is only putting us to test. Okay, He's only making us that lively stone. That spiritual being that we're supposed to be. Okay, because we got to be fitted for His temple. Okay, 1 Peter 4 and 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 14.
Did we get 13? Okay. Yes.
Verse 13?
We got 13.
No, we go 13.
Okay, 13.
Verse 13, but rejoice insomuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's sufferings,
Okay.
that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Okay. Okay. So we have to rejoice in His suffering. We have to rejoice in us being partaker of His suffering, because He suffered for us likewise. Okay. So we rejoice even though we go into these trials and tribulation. Okay. Count it all good. Okay. Once we need to just focus on the end of this. Okay, look towards the end. Okay, look to the kingdom. Okay, we can't look on this world and worry about the things of this world. Okay, because we be living in the flesh. Okay, so we gotta put off that fleshly image and that fleshly condition and environment, and worry not about these small trials and tribulation that we're going through, that we're dealing with. Okay, that we're being bombarded by our families or okay friends and whatnot. They we being despised and looked down upon, and people having ill things to say to you or whatnot, or calling you crazy and whatnot. Okay, rejoice. Okay, you just laugh to yourself sometime, or you could just laugh it off. Okay, because we got to keep that humble spirit and that humble demeanor. Okay, we even though we know that okay what we doing. Okay, see, they don't know what's going on. They don't know the truth. Okay, they're not dealing from any truth. They're not approaching you based on truth and knowledge. Okay, they've been deceived. Okay, and led astray. Okay, see, good is evil and evil is good. Okay, we are reacting from the good of the truth that we in. Okay, but their reaction, okay, their attack on us is them being evil and they are considered good. Okay, so we are okay, we in a situation where we are enemies because we know the truth. Okay, we being righteous. Okay,
And the suffering,
mm-hmm.
the shit we going through is gonna make us perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Check the comment, but Shalom, brother Yabashim Yoshai Barakatah. All right. The brother posts here, you can break it down. James 5 and 10. It says, take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. All right. It's like what we're going through right now with the brother breaking down. Verse 5 it says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. Can you can find us by already post Colossians 3 and 1. If ye be then with a Mashiach, seek the things which are above, where Mashiach sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh. So he's saying, going into being spiritual. All right. Set your affection of the things above and not things that are on earth. That's it.
Okay, verse 14, 1 Peter 4 and 14.
1 Peter 4 and 14. If ye be a reproach for the name of Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory of Yahweh rested upon you.
16.
On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified.
Okay. See, okay. On their part, the Messiah, Hamashiach, is spoken of evil. Okay, because who they worship. Okay, white man Jesus. Okay, they have no understanding or relation. Okay, or the revelation of a Mashiach. Okay, their God is a straight here Caucasian. Okay, with blonde hair and blue eye. Okay.
Does not exist.
Okay, Revelations 1 and 14 say that he and his hair was white like wool, and his eyes were like a flame of fire, and his feet was like fire and brass as if it burned in the furnace. So that's two different, okay, that's two different images, that's two different individuals. Okay, that's their Mashiach, that's their Savior of God. Okay, so they know not who they serve, who they worship. Okay, we know who we worship. Okay, because salvation. Okay, amen. All right, 3 and 16.
All right, this is our first Peter 3 and 16. It says, having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you, as of evildoers, that they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Mashiach.
Okay. See, the world is upside down. Okay. They speak evil, okay, of the truth. They speak against the truth.
God.
All right. Because the man of sin is just being revealed, but they so lost, they've been deceived. So I don't know. Esau did such a great job on them that they would I mean, even when a Messiah come, they would, I don't know how.
In all things,
okay.
So like Esau's job was to destroy as much of the Most High children as possible. That's what it all boils down to. Is like that's what he wants to do. You know, in all of this, as much Israelites as he could possibly destroy, all through this earth. You know.
Okay. But that's actually that's what was his agenda. That's his agenda. That's what the purpose of this doctrine.
Even with destroying his own, you know. But the main cause was us.
Okay. Yeah, we are the target. Okay. with everything that Esau brings out, it is okay targeting the Israelite, okay, because see, we is the chosen, and salvation is for us, okay, and especially at this time and this period that we in, okay, in this age, we are at the end of his rulership, okay. So he's coming out with great wrath and what right now, and becoming all okay aggressive, animated, whatever arsenal, whatever weapon he has, okay, he will is going to be unslaughtered and whatnot. Okay, even what you call that thing, the injecting the rice, the rice grain, okay,
MOTB.
yeah, the MOTB. Yeah, it's leading up everything's leading up all up to that.
Yeah. All right, the brother post here, Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. That's exactly what we're speaking on now.
4:15.
All right. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. So that's why we tell them keep talking, man. You know, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. So persecute they the prophets which been before you. So this proves that we are the prophets coming back. They're doing the same thing. All right. I know you speak about the MOTB. He posts 1 Peter 5 and 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour.
God. This is the book of 1 Peter, verse 4, chapter 4, verse 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Okay. So you said 14?
Yeah, 4 okay. Give me Matthew 10 and 16.
Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Okay. Be wise as serpent and harmless as dove. Okay. So that let none of you suffer as a murderer or thief, okay, or any violent individual. We need to be okay, deal with everything with wisdom and the knowledge of the Most High that He's imparted in us, and we have to walk okay in the commandments and His law. Let us be guided by His law. Let the law of the Most High be as lamp to our path, okay, and not straight to the right or the left, or become okay, and like you say, suffer as a murderer or a thief, okay, because all of that is showing that we resort back to that carnal way of living, or that carnality in our reaction and behavior. Okay, so must always strive to be more spiritual and show wisdom in our act and our behavior and whatnot, because the scripture said we should be wise as serpent and harmless as dove. Okay, let me say rock. Okay, okay, and he said, "What is ever is brought upon you? Okay, take cheerfully." Okay, go ahead.
Read on.
First Peter.
Matthew 26 and 5.
Go Matthew 26 and 5. Matthew 26 and 5. But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people.
Okay, go to sorry. No, sorry, 26 and 51 and 52.
Or Matthew 26 and 51. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew a sword and struck a servant of the high priest.
Okay.
And smote off his ear. Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
Okay, and based on the scripture, Matthew, 1 Peter 4:15, but let none of you suffer as a murderer. Okay, he said, but he that liveth by the sword will die by the sword. Okay, the sword is Esau's blessing. Okay, we are the seed of the righteous. He say, but let and okay, put any not put up again thy sword into his place. For all that take up the sword shall perish with the sword. Okay,
Yeah.
so that perishing and suffering is for the nation of Esau, Edom. Okay, that's his blessing. Okay, see, so he said, put away thy sword, and who taketh the sword shall perish by the sword. Okay. Okay, so there's a time of war, and for Ecclesiastes 3:8, there's a time of war and a time of peace. Okay, all right. Give me 1 Peter 4:16.
All right, this is the book of 1 Peter 4:16. It says, Yet if any man suffer as Salakia, if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on his behalf.
Okay. Acts 5:41. Okay, so let him, if any man suffer as a believer, okay, okay, let him not be ashamed. Okay, if any man suffer as a believer, okay, so we shouldn't be ashamed of our suffering and the persecution and the trial and tribulation that we're going through. Okay, because like I say, what's more important, what our focus should be upon is the end product. Okay, what is in the end? Salvation, the kingdom. Okay, we cannot look at and measure what we're going through based on what we on this world and the situation we in. Because if we look at the situation we in, we're gonna go around comparing it with others and whatnot. And we've been chosen out of this world. We've been chosen out from among them. So we are supposed to be enjoying and going through hardship. We're being refined. We're being trial. Okay, so tribulation is our schoolmaster. Okay, tribulation is our life. Okay, right now this is our okay. This is our resort. This is our habitat. Okay, we live in the life of trial. Okay, we going through the trial period.
Through the fire.
Exactly.
You know, and through that, again, we're gonna come out perfect. You know, we're gonna come out with more wisdom.
That's Hebrew 5:5.
Okay, Sirach 2:9. Sirach 2:9.
Sirach 2:9. All right, this is the book of Sirach in Apocrypha chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, Ye that fear the Lord hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
It's beautiful and 17. Yeah. Okay. Hope for everlasting joy and mercy. Okay. So he that fear the Lord hope for good. Okay. Our hope. Okay. We don't hope is not looking at okay, this present time. Okay. It's not looking at the present situation. Hope is looking forward, okay, into the future. Okay. And it's and Jeremiah 29 and verse 11 states, I know the plans that I have for you. Okay. Is for okay. It's for good and not for calamity, to give you a future and a hope. I might have butchered up, but then okay, you know exactly basically what I'm saying. Okay. I know the plans that I have for you, plan for welfare and not for calamity, to give you a future and a hope. Okay. And it states here, okay, that we should hope for good. Okay. And everlasting joy and mercy. Okay. Because his hope is planned for us. Okay. It's for welfare and not for calamity, to give us a future and a hope, which is the kingdom. 4:17 is that?
For the time is come, the judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. And if it first began at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?
Okay.
Judgment.
Okay. So judgment is begun with us, with the house of Yahweh, with his chosen. Okay. And when we then pass through this, Okay, what you think about look at this. He said, Jacob I love, but Esau I hate. You see, and you see how the Most High did this. You see how slavery, rape.
The people that he loved.
Okay, yeah, the people he loved. He loved us, but he said Esau I hate. So you could imagine the okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brother Bo says, 2 Timothy 2:1. Therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in the Mashiach Yahushai, and that the things thou hast heard of me, among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore in your hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh. All right. Mashiach. Verse 4, it says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. I said, you don't damn get mixed up with things in this world. That's it.
Hebrews 12:5, 6. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Peter's chapter 2, verse was that again?
Verse 1?
Yeah, verse 1.
No,
That
this
wasn't verse 1, that was 19.
Okay. Yeah, I get there. Ecclesiastes 2:1. Okay, no. I always get these papers. Okay, give me first.
That's 2 Peter's verse 2.
Okay, give me Hebrews 12:5.
This Hebrews 12:5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him.
Okay, despise not the chastening of the Lord, or faint when you are rebuked with him. Okay, so when we go through these trials and tribulation, okay, despise not these tribulation, these trials, nor faint. Okay, during these adverse times, during these times of trials, faint not, be strong. Okay, be bold, be courageous. Even though we were considered as worm, we know what the truth, and we know what the end of all of this is for us. Okay, we know that the kingdom is waiting for us. Okay, we got next. Okay, we got next. Okay, we the next rulers. Imagine you. Okay, you've been slaving all your life around here. Okay, 9 to 5. Okay, getting one a little couple $100 a month and whatnot. But then, in at the end of this, in a couple months or so, we got the kingdom. We billionaires. Huh? And
eternals,
and eternal. Okay.
That's an inkling.
Yeah. Okay. Say don't despise not the chastening. Read verse 6.
It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and escorted every son whom he receiveth.
Mm-hmm. Say who the Lord loved, he chastened, he chastened. Okay. So we being chastened, and every son that he what was that? Every son that he do what?
Every son whom he receiveth.
Every son whom he receiveth. Okay. So what does that mean? When you receive something, so we've been received by him. Okay, we are considered his. Okay. No, it's a beautiful thing. Okay, every son whom he receiveth. So we not just being chastened, okay, for the sake of it. We being okay because a father scorches or chasing his son whom he loveth. And he said, every son whom he receiveth, he chasten, or he chasten, whatever. All right? So this is only because he accepts us as his son, his own, okay? Chosen, elect. All right? What else do you have here? Give me.
Read on.
Brother Bosa, Sirach 4:28, strive for the truth unto death. The Lord shall fight for thee. Psalms 160 and 15. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. Yeah.
Serious?
Okay.
You,
Okay. Proverbs 11 and 31.
About Ezekiel 12.
You okay.
all right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 31. It says, behold, the righteous shall be recompensed in the earth, much more the wicked and the sinner.
Okay. The righteous should be recompensed in the earth. Okay. Much more the wicked and the sinner. All right. See ya. Judgment, Jeremiah 25 and 29.
Jeremiah 25, 29.
Mhm. Okay. Give me Isaiah 55 and 11.
Jeremiah 25,
Isaiah
verse
55
29.
Mhm.
Behold, I will send and take all of the families of the north, said Yahweh, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and I will bring them against this land and against
25 and 29.
Yeah.
But Jer- 29.
29.
Mhm.
Yeah. 29.
Yeah,
This is the
right.
book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 29. For lo, I began to bring evil on the city which is called by my name, and should ye be utterly unpunished, ye shall not be unpunished.
Okay.
For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, said the Most High of hosts.
Okay, so the earth will not go unpunished. Okay, all the inhabitants of the earth will receive judgment. Okay, because judgment is for all man. Okay, no man should be escaped judgment. We are being judged now. We are going through our trials now, but then in short order, this will end. Okay, because we're being prepared for His kingdom, for rulership, for His return. Okay, which will be in short order. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow. You know, that's my hope. Okay,
God. Right.
that's all I have on that.
All right. Edifying lesson.
Mhm.
God.
Edifying lesson. All right. So, yeah, man, the Most High has already spoken. You know, take the meat, leave the bone. You know, doing any wickedness, turn and repent while the doors of mercy is still open. You know. So with that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Makakudash, Shalom, and the Bible. Shalom.